Jai Hind. Manipur drone attack. Now, sometimes I feel, when we are going to be offensive, we are always defensive of armed forces. We have strengthened our defenses. But we are also now strengthening our offensive strategies. But such drone attacks, etc., have always been presented by analysts like us. It is nothing new. Uh, Also, I cannot forget my interaction with one of the any expert a year ago, where I envisaged in the security challenge with the Myanmar, and she said, "No, India and Myanmar relations are good." So now, first and foremost, we must understand now in the present geopolitical context that in geopolitics there is nothing good or bad in terms of relations. It's always about the interest of the respective nation, and then we see the ideologies of the nations. Like ideology is of China is expansionist, so it will eat you like any dragon, even if you try to trust them. So when we see the demography of Manipur, it is bounded by Nagaland on north, Mizoram on south, Myanmar on the east, and Chachar district of Assam on the west. Geographically, the state is divided into two tracts, the hills and the plains. I made detailed video on Manipur earlier also, and the link I'll share in the description box. Now, Myanmar is a hub of drugs, and we have big porous borders of northeast India. Vast state, a mountainous region within Myanmar, which is near to China, is one place that has become fully fledged narco-state. Also, a high-level army security meeting was held last year with the Myanmar dignitaries. So things have never been so nice and soft with Myanmar. Things have always been hot. External influence, when we talk about northeastern India, has been a target of both West and China. People are lured and influenced by either by the drugs or by the arms and ammunition, or even by the socio-economic influence. Now, when there is a debate on the growth of Christianity in northeast India, the state has a very high church attendance both in urban and rural regions, and they want to build a Christian, and West wants to build a Christian state, and in order to achieve their aim, they keep injecting such kind of hostility to keep us engaged. Now, this drone is the same kind of drone which was used in Myanmar by Chin groups. Now, the biggest challenge, or I would say the disappointing thing in many is that in many a time it is seen drone attacks only come to notice after the damage is done, as most incoming drones go undetected. अभी तो make or assemble a drone is not a difficult task. There are experts sitting at every nook and corner who can assemble these drones. It's really not a big thing. Now, what my concern here is whether it's CIA or it's China. We know India's internal sovereignty is always threatened by external power. There are multiple talks, debates, discussion, YouTube, videos on this. So they are the superpower. They are jealous of India's growth, success, and prosperity. Why? Because this Asian nation, India, which was slaved for years, which was robbed and invaded multiple times, how can this country have their own voice? How can they lead? How can the other nations listen to them? So that's the point, and that's there. They keep planting such attacks to keep us engaged in all these things. Now, when we talk about the funding, the money to execute this Manipur attack was routed through Hawala accounts seamlessly. Drones are economy guns or assault weapons. These drones were used to bomb Methi-dominated villages in Imphal West District in Manipur. They can operate from distances of 500 meters to 15 kilometers, can carry a range of explosives including hand grenades and even mortar bombs. Now, these are rotor-fitted quadcopters capable of hovering and capturing images, adding another layer of complexity to the conflict. Now, this ethnic conflict is now turning to a modern aerial based attack, and ये बहुत tech enabled drone नहीं है. This is a very commonly used and easy to assemble drones which are used in photography or delivery, etc. So now Team is also, team of IIT is also been, called to examine all the kind of things. The security forces in conjunction with NSG are also getting equipped combat to combat aerial attacks. NSG is equipped with the technology to counter with such attacks, as they tackled a similar bomb attack in Jammu when Pakistan dropped IEDs in Jammu airbase. So with this modern warfare within India, that's more concerning, is not something which cannot be tackled. It is serious, because this kind of violence or attacks we have seen in Russia and Ukraine war, and now we are seeing within India. So something which should make the eyeballs, roll immediately. And the action of security forces should also be enforced, just to stop any kind of movement of external or suspicious movement. Seizing any kind of, say, illicit arms and ammunition should also be ordered, because no one can handle this. Manipur police has also already sought help from other security forces, and let the AR and NSG take over and clean the state to avoid any further damage. Jai Hind.